Anthem played by Caldwell High School Band, and we're just about ready to get under play here. We are going to be a little bit push for these starting lineups, so we will give you the starting lineups first of all for Madison, and then we'll try to catch because Madison will be receiving the football, and Caldwell will be kicking off from the north goal and kicking to Madison on the south. First of all, at the end position, Hugh Wheelock, 150-pound senior. Number 85. Number 82, Tim Cole, a 172, a senior. And number 82 is his name. Number 74, Rocky Barnard, a 195-pound senior, will be at one tackle. Number 76, Phil Voss, a 208-pound lad, a senior. He'll be at the other tackle. At 2 guards, number 63, Ronnie Clemens, a 156 junior. Number 65, Tom Gibson, a 191-pound senior. By the way, he was the lone captain and went out to the flip of the coin. Madison did win the toss and elected to receive the football. At the center, Jeff Williams, number 51, a 179 junior. In the backfield for the Madison Lodge Indians, going for number 9 here this season for the 1963 season, Tom Smith playing the quarterback slot, number 8, a 144-pound junior. At the 2 halfbacks, number 22, or number 23 as he's wearing here this evening, Bob Newsom, a 152 senior. Number 31 is Ken Rickard, a 150 junior. And at the fullback slot is Dennis Angle, a 174 senior. That's the starting lineup for the Madison Lodge Indians as they will be receiving the football from Caldwell. That starting lineup quickly now for Caldwell Blue Jays, by the way. Number 68 is Kenny Reeder, a 143 senior. At the other end is Gary Metzinger, a 176 senior. The 2 guards is Dennis Strubel, a 215 senior, the largest boy on the field, by the way. And Ronald Velasky, a 160 junior at the 2 tackles. At the 2 guards, Lee Johnson, a 140 junior, and Robert Brown, a 160 senior. At the center slot is Bill Sheridan, a 160 junior. And in the backfield, Kent White will be the quarterback, number 80, a 155-pound senior. At the halfbacks, we find Larry Wolf, a 145 senior. And at the other halfback is Steve Strubel, a 168 junior. And at the fullback slot, number 71 is Jess Newkirk, a 176 senior. You have to bear with us, these numbers in the backfield. I never have seen them rated 80, 54, 75, and 71 in the backfield before, but here we go tonight. Okay, kicking off for the Caldwell, Dennis Strubel kicking off, going down over the 20-yard line, taken there by Bob Newsom. The handoff goes into Dennis Angle, trying to come around the left-hand side. He can't get out around anybody. He finally juicing down hard in there. Gary Metzinger came in and caught him by the back of the shoulder pads and ripped him down as Dennis Angle tried to give ground to try to gain a little ground here on the kickoff. After taking the handoff from Bob Newsom, he tried to give ground and was finally shoulder pad down on about the 10-yard line, as we can see it from here. So 1st and 10 to go for Madison Lodge Indians, operating from their own 10-yard line. Tom Smith calling signals. And they'll go straight ahead to Bob Newsom. Newsom goes up over the left-hand side for a gain only of about 2 yards. He's stacked up hard over there on the left-hand side of the Caldwell Blue Jay line. Okay, it's 2nd down and 8 to go for Madison now. Right straight up over the middle, it goes to Dennis Angle. He keeps over the right-hand side over his right guard position. Can't find much room there as he's met head-on. He's met head-on there by Lee Johnson. And Balaka in there, 160-pound junior. Come in to stop him. There was a gain on the play of only 1 yard. 3rd down and 7 to go for Madison. As the first quarter just underway here. Tom Smith handing the ball off to Ken Rickard, going around the left side. He's finally hit hard over there as he tries to get outside. He can't go. Over on to make the stop, Jess Newkirk, number 71, 176-pound senior, and also Lee Johnson, a junior. Gain on the play of about 3 yards, so it's going to be 4th down and 6 to go for Madison. It is a kicking situation. Ken Rickard kicks the ball. Coming down, bounding on the 47-yard line in Madison territory. There it's taken by number 75, Strubel, Steve Strubel. Carry for the 50-yard line down into Madison territory. Down at about the 48-yard line. And Metzinger and Jeff Williams have a little rhubarb out there, but nothing seriously. As the tempers are already starting to run high here in tonight's ball game, as Metzinger can't find the huddle. Now he's found it, and here comes his teammates at the line of scrimmage already, and he doesn't know the play probably. Blue Jays on the attack now. Kent White calling signals straight up over the right-hand side, pardon me. Steve Strubel over on the right-hand side. Over there was Phil Voss to stack him up, and also Barnard coming in to assist. Gain on the play, however, of 4 yards. We'll call that 2nd down and 6 to go for Caldwell Blue Jays. 3-4 record, trying to upset the Madison Lodge Indians, and they're on the 45-yard line in Madison territory. Red flag goes down. It should be Madison offside, if we can see right. Ball went to Jess Newkirk, trying to go over the left-hand side. He met great opposition, led by Tom Gibson and also a couple of other boys. Jeff Williams also in on the play. It will be, looks like possibly offside against Caldwell. We saw it the other way, but we're going to go along with the officials as they're going to march off 5 yards here against Caldwell, back to the 50-yard line, just over the 50-yard line, down into Caldwell territory, about a football length into their territory. So let's march the ball back and make it 2nd down and 13 yards to go. They have 2nd and 12 on the scoreboard. That's good enough for us. 2nd and 12 to go for Caldwell. White calling signals. Pitch goes back to Newkirk. Newkirk going around the right side. He's got good blocking out there over the 40 down to about the 35-yard line. Jeff Newkirk going around the right side. He's finally shoestring down over there by Phil Voss, along with Ken Rickard, and here's a 1st and 10 to go for Caldwell. Newkirk getting brilliant protection going around or blocking over on the right side. Went around his right end and gained about 13, 14, maybe 15 yards on that play for the 1st and 10. Ball goes straight ahead to the fullback, Steve Struble, the 168-pound junior. He hits hard up the right-hand side for about 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 to go. Stopped made by the entire center of the line, led by Jim Byers and Jeff Williams. 2nd down and 8 to go for Caldwell, operating from the 35-yard line in Madison territory. Big 8-man line call thrown up by Madison. White keeps the ball, tries to roll out to the left, trying to get some protection in there as Newkirk was leading his interference. Couldn't get behind him. He's finally shoestring down in there by Tim Coe, along with Jeff Williams, number 66. Was a gain on the play, however, of about 4 yards. We're going to make it 3rd down and 3 to go for the Caldwell Blue Jays. Ken White calling signals for Caldwell. Goes straight back to throw. The throw option pass, and he's got down back hard down there on the 35-yard line by Phil Voss. Also in there was Hugh Wheelock, and also coming in was Bill Whitehead. Bill Voss made the initial contact and brought him down for about a good 8 or 9 yard loss on that one, as we're going to mark it back 4th down and 9 to go. There was only a 7-yard loss on it, pardon me. As we have 4th down and 9 yards to go for Caldwell, operating from the Madison 35-yard line, and it appears they're going to go for it as they're lining up in a straight T formation with Ken White calling signals at the quarterback spot. The pitch goes back. It's a reverse. Coming over to Steve Struble around the left side. He's got pretty good protection coming up over the 40, down to the 30, down to about the 25, but it's not enough for the 1st down. Yes, it is. It appears to be a 1st and 10 for Caldwell. And the referees say we got to measure to see what it looks like. Struble going around the left side, getting some beautiful blocking over there. Moving the Medicine Lodge Indians out very nicely. Going down over the 25-yard line. Possibly enough for the 1st and 10. The chain is down. The nose of the football touches it. It is the 1st and 10 for Caldwell. On 4th down and 9 yards to go, they gambled and won by about, just the nose of the football was over the end of the chain there, and that's all you have to do. So it's 1st and 10 to go for Caldwell, and we'll call it the 26-yard line in Madison Lodge territory. Kent White, calling signals. The option run pass, and he falls down momentarily and regained his footing. Finally got back over across the 25-yard line for a gain of 1 on the play. Phil Voss in there along with Jim Byers and also Tim Coe. It is a gain on the play of about half a yard, we'll call it. 2nd down and 9.5 to go for Caldwell, operating from the 25-yard line in Medicine Lodge territory. Split the left half out to the left. Struble. Newkirk. Jeff Newkirk coming around the left side. Jeff Newkirk once again running these ends and doing them very effectively along with Steve Struble. And Newkirk gains 6 yards on the play. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. 3rd and 3.5 will make it for the Caldwell Blue Jays. Running beautiful offense here tonight. Ken White goes back on the run. The pass option goes up over the 20-yard line down to about the 15. Finally shoestringed in there, and it is another 1st and 10 to go for Caldwell. Jeff Williams came in to make the stop. As Ken White rolled out to the right on the option pass run play. Ken up over his right end slot. and went for about 5 yards on the play and gained enough for the 1st and 10. So it's 1st and 10 to go for Caldwell on the Madison 15-yard line. Ken White calling signal straight up over the middle. It goes to Steve Struble. Not much room there as he's met head-on by quite a few, led by Rocky Barnard. And also in on the tackle was Jeff Williams. It is a gain, however, 1 yard on the play on the straight dive up over the middle to the right halfback. Struble, by the way, has moved to the fullback slot and Newkirk to the halfback, I believe. Over to Newkirk going around the right side up over the right end. He's finally shoestring down over there by number 85 is Hugh Wheelock. And also Phil Voss over on the tackle. Gain on the play of 3 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 5, we'll call it, or possibly 4. We'll check the school board and see what they've got. They got 3rd and 5, so we'll go with them. As the ball is down on the south end of the football field, and it's pretty difficult to see the yard markers very clearly to estimate exactly the position of the ball. White pitching the ball back to Newkirk once again around the left end. He fumbles the ball. Momentarily scrambled, and Medicine Lodge has recovered a fumble. Newkirk could not recover, not get a hold of that ball. As he tried to go around the left end, he was hit hard over there by Rocky Barnard. The ball squirted loose, and finally Bob Newsom pounced on it on the, looks like about the 11-yard line of Medicine territory. So Medicine Lodge, on the virtue of a fumble, has stopped this good offensive drive by the Caldwell Blue Jays. A very good drive it was, originating at the 50-yard line and going down to the 10-yard line in Medicine territory. Straight up over the middle it goes to Dennis Angle, who gets up over his right guard slot, going for about 4 yards. 2nd down and we'll call it 5. He gained 5 on the play. Finally stopped in there by a whole host of them, led by Robert Brown in the center of that line. Tom Smith calling signals. Here comes the handoff to Bob Newsom. It's Ken Rickard coming over the right side, pardon me. Ken Rickard carrying the ball. It comes down almost enough for the 1st down, it appears from here. And it is. It's the 1st and 10 to go for Madison. Brought down in led by Lee Johnson and also Robert Brown on that tackle. Wasn't enough for the 1st and 10. It's 1st and 10 to go for Madison as Bob Newsom tries to find up over the right side after taking the head off from Tom Smith. Not much room there, but he did fight and scramble for about 2 or 3 yards, so we're going to see where they mark it. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. And on that right side, full right side of that Caldwell line stopped him up. Here comes another play. Tom Smith calling signals. Handoff goes straight up ahead to Dennis Angle, I do believe. There's not much room there at all as he's met head-on. Ken White along with Ronald Balaka come in to make the stop. Gain on the play of nothing. 3rd down and the same. 6 to go. The pass goes out. That's Hugh Wheelock. Gets it on the 35-yard line. The 30. The 30-yard line didn't make it. Went across the 30 down to about the 33, and it's enough for another 1st and 10 to go for Madison. Tom Smith going back in the pocket, throwing out to the left flat to Hugh Wheelock, who ran a down and out pattern. Took the pass right in his arms. Went across the 30 down to about the 33-yard line in Madison territory. Another 1st and 10 to go for Madison. So after the first play from scrimmage and not gaining the 1st yard, the 1st and 10, they have 2 here now. The play goes straight up over the middle. It looks like a fumble maybe, but it is recovered once again by Madison as Bob Newsom tried to go up over the left side. Not much room to go anywhere. He fumbled the ball momentarily, but finally pounced on it once again. Ronald Valaka came in on the tackle along with Robert Brown on that center of that line. It's pretty tough tonight, right up through the middle. Madison had to go over him with the pass to get that last 1st down. Tom Smith going back to the pass once again, intended for Tim Cole out about the 45, and Tim couldn't hang on to it. Over there defending was Kent White, and he did a very fine job of it. Although the pass did hit Tim in the hands, and he couldn't hang on to it as he had to go stretch high in the air trying to bring it down. So as the pass goes astray, it's still 3rd down and 7 yards to go for Madison, operating from their own 35-yard line. A long 65 yards to go here, going towards this north end of the football field. Split. Ken Rickard out the right. Here comes Bob Newsom around the right side. He's got some pretty good blocking in front of him. Around the 45, that 50, over the 45 in Caldwell territory. Finally knocked down hard in there by Steve Struble. Finally knocked down on the 45-yard line in Caldwell territory. And needless to say, it's another 1st down to go. 1st and 10 to go for Madison. Ball resting square on the 45-yard line in Caldwell territory, and this is the first time tonight we've been in Caldwell territory. First time tonight the offensive rock. The first time we had to punt. Tom Smith calling signals. Ken Ricker split out the right. Bill Whitehead running the fullback slot for Madison. Going right straight up over the right side. Gaining about 3 yards on the play. Bill Whitehead coming in to run the fullback slot in place of Dennis Angle. Now Whitehead will check out, and Dennis Angle checks back in again. And there is the gun to end the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, with the score, the Madison Lodge Indians nothing, the Caldwell Blue Jays nothing. All right, back in action. Ironically, there was no timeouts during the first quarter, and thus our sponsors have been alleviated from the first quarter of play. Okay, here comes another play. Ken Richter coming around the left side, getting some nice blocking over across the 40, down to the 35, and down to about the 30-yard line. Finally upended there by Bruce Kaler. Kaler came in to make the stop after Ken Rickard had gained another 1st and 10 to go for Madison as he went down over to the 30-yard line down into Caldwell territory, a gain of about 12 yards on the play. Ken Rickard split out the right. Tom Smith calling signals. It'll be a backfield in motion play as the pitch went back to Bob Newson. Knifing through. Robert Brown came knifing through along with Robert Balaka to come to bring Bob Newson down for a loss. And it'll be a backfield in motion play, and of course Caldwell should refuse the play because it is a loss and they will lose the down, and it is. Illegal procedure is declined, of course, as Madison lost on that play 5 yards. Let's make that 6 yards. And so it will be the same second down, or let's make it second down. It would have been a first down and 15 to go. It is second down and 16 to go now by virtue of refusing the illegal procedure penalty. Dennis Angle in motion out to the right. Tom Smith, the pitch out goes to Ken Rickard coming around the right side. Oh, nice tackle on there. Number 81, Gary Metzinger. Metzinger on his knees reached up and grabbed him by the shirt and said, "No, you're not going anywhere." As Ken Rickard trying to get around the right side. This Caldwell defense sparks up at times and then lets down. So what will happen tonight? 0-0 is the score. We had no timeouts in the first quarter. If you thought it went awfully quick, Tom Smith going back to throw. It's a long one intended for Hugh Wheelock. He's got it. He's got it. Hugh Wheelock catches the ball down on the 20-yard line. A beautiful catch, but there is a flag back upfield, and we'll see what the infraction is. Tom Smith went back into the pocket, getting good blocking by his interior lineman. Lofted a long one down for Hugh Wheelock. He caught it on his own 20-yard line, and it is a penalty against Caldwell. The infraction was offsides, and of course it was declined. And Madison has another 1st and 10 to go on the Caldwell 20-yard line. And the referee's got to go back and get his red flag. And this is a very good time to say, let's have another timeout for one of our friendly Madison Lodge merchants. Okay, back in action now. Tom Smith calling signals. Split Ken Rickard out to the right. The ball goes to Bob Newson around the right side. He's got some pretty good blocking out there. He can't get outside, though, as he's brought down hard over there. By number 58, Bruce Kaler. Number 58 came over hard to bring him down, along with Ken White, as he couldn't get outside. There was a loss on the play of 1 yard, so it'll be second down and 11 to go for Madison. As Bob Newson could get around the right side. Tom Smith calling signals. Madison operating from the 25-yard line. Ken Rickard coming around the right side on a reverse. He gets away for one man down across the 20, down to the 15. He's finally brought down hard in there by Steve Struble. Finally brought him down on the reverse. The pitch went to Bob Newson, and then the reverse handoff went to Ken Rickard coming around the left side, getting some nice blocking, coming across the 15. So he erases the one loss and gains 4 yards on the play, so it's going to be 3rd down and 6 to go for Madison. Steve Struble came in to make the stop on the 15-yard line. Tom Smith going back. There is a fumble, and finally Dennis Angle had to pick it up and pounce on it for possibly a loss, as Tom Smith went back and was going to pitch the ball and got away from him and dropped the ball. Dennis Angle pounced on it, and so it's going to be 4th down and the same 5. Well, we had 6 while ago, so they gained a yard on it. 4th down and 5 to go. for Madison, operating from just inside the 15-yard line on Caldwell territory. Bob Newsom split out to the left. Here's a crucial play. It's Bob Newsom up over the right. I believe he might have the first down, and it may be just a little bit short otherwise. This could be a big break in the ball game, as both teams played to a 0-0 tie in the first quarter. And it is the 1st and 10 to go as Bob Newsom on the delay went right straight up over the middle and finally gained enough for the first down by only inches, we would say. But it is enough, and that's all you have to have, is just over that chain. 1st and 10 to go for Madison. It appears to be inside the 10, so it'll be 1st and goal to go. Tom Smith calling signals. As Bob Newsom was split out to the left and goes right straight up over the middle. And there was a fumble, and finally Tom Gibson gets up off the ball. Dennis Angle tried to go up over the right side, and he fumbled the ball, and finally Tom Gibson pounced on it. So we have a 2nd down and still goal to go as we gained a yard on that play, luckily, on the fumble. Tom Smith calling signals. Bob Newsom split out the right. Another pitch goes astray. The pitch went to Dennis Angle. And this Caldwell line is throwing up a good charge in here, led by Jess Newkirk. Running from the linebacker slot as Caldwell throws up a tremendous defense down inside their own 10-yard line. 3rd down and still goal to go for Caldwell. Caldwell, like we said, by virtue of a 3-4 record, can upset anybody on any given night. And here comes a big charge. Bill Whitehead throwing the ball. Pardon me, that was Tom Smith throwing the ball. He was being rushed tremendously back there by number 71, Jess Newkirk, once again. Doing all the rushing. The pass was intended for Hugh Wheelock out to the right side. The pass was just a little bit high. So here we go. 4th down and goal to go for Madison. 0-0 is the score. 7:12 left to go in the second quarter or the first half of the ball game. There were no timeouts called in the first quarter, and thus far none here. There it is. Okay, here's a crucial play for Madison as they've got to get into that end zone. It goes to Tom Smith, lofting one down in the end zone. Oh my goodness, he overshot his target. Jim Wheelock had beat everybody into the end zone, and he was wide open down there, and there was nobody around him, and he overthrew his target. So by virtue of an overshot pass, Caldwell gets the luck down on the end zone. Although they did throw up a tremendous defense. An overshot pass intended for Hugh Wheelock overshot him in the end zone, or it would have been 6 points for Madison. No one around him. The pitch goes, the handoff, goes into Struble once again, up over the right side, I believe. Check. That's Newkirk, number 71, going up over the left side. Stopped over by Phil Voss over on the right side, along with Jeff Williams. It is a gain on the play, however, of 6 yards, 2nd and 4 to go for Caldwell. The handoff goes into Wolf up over the left side. There's not much room there, but he did gain about 1.5 yards on the play. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2 to go for Caldwell as Larry Wolf goes up over the left side, finally stopped over there by Jeff Williams, along with Tom Gibson once again. White calling signals. Ken White coming around the right side, trying to find some running room, and he got enough for the first down. All he needed was 2 yards, and he finally sure tailed down in there by Bob Newsom. 1st and 10 to go for Caldwell on their own 35-yard line. The Caldwell Blue Jays throwing up a tremendous attack here tonight, not only on defense but on offense here. Although the score is 0-0. It's a tremendous ball game thus far. Ken White calling signals once again. The pitch goes back to Steve Struble. He's swarmed under in there by Phil Voss, along with Jim Byers and also Tom Gibson over on the stop. A loss on the play that time of 1 yard. 2nd down and 11 to go for Caldwell, operating on the 24-yard line in their own territory. White pitches the ball back to Newkirk once again. He tries to get up over the right side. There's not much room there as he runs smack dab into Phil Voss. And Phil Voss says, no, sir, you're not going anywhere. And there is a timeout. Believe it or not, we're going to have some timeouts tonight. And so, with timeout on the field, 5:04 left to go in the ball game, in the first half of the ball game. The score is 0-0. Okay, I think since we're having just a slight number of timeouts, we'll run down the entire list of our sponsors since they are not getting the equal time that they deserve here by virtue of no timeouts being called. Rinky's Appliance and TV Center, McLemore Sinclair Service, Clarence Voss Barbershop, Brown Derby Drive-In, Winter Standard Service, DeWeese Hardware Company, Herbert's Rexall Drug, Forsyth Furniture Company, Cliff Angles Chaplain Service, Lodge Electric, and Eaton's Ben Franklin Store. Gentlemen, we're sorry, that's the way the ball game goes. No timeouts, only one has been called, other than when we cut away real quick for when the referee had to run halfway up the field to get his flag. All right, back in action once again, and Caldwell on the attack. White goes back to throw. He throws one over. It's intended for Metzinger, and he's got it up over the 50-yard line. Gary Metzinger caught the ball. A beautiful pass by White. Metzinger took it down over the 50-yard line before Tim Cole could bring him down. So Caldwell is on the attack. They spot his knee down, his forward progress down at the 49-yard line in Caldwell territory. First and 10 to go from that point. Split Wolf out to the right. White calling signals. The handoff goes to Struble right up over the left-hand side. He can't find much room there. His forward progress took him down to about the 48-yard line in Madison territory. Bonnie stacked up hard over there. There was a fumble. And Tom Gibson gets up off of it once again as Caldwell has another drive spoiled by a fumble. And it's just over the 50-yard line down into Madison territory. We'll call it on the 48, and there's a nice big old tall spectator there, and he's called Mr. Pohl. The handoff goes straight up over the middle to Bob Newsom. He breaks loose momentarily down over the 45-yard line down to about the 40. Might be enough for the first and 10. The referee eyeballs the chain and says, that'll be enough. He's going to measure. It looks enough from here. But that's what the chain's there for. So they're going to take it out and see what it looks like. Let's take this time out with one of your friendly Medicine Lodge merchants. First and 10, right. Okay, back in action now. That was a first and 10, as when we cut away, it was, they were measuring. It was a first and 10 to go for Madison on the 41-yard line in Caldwell territory. Tom Smith calling signals. Ken Rickard split out to the right. Goes to Bill Whitehead up over the right side, and there's not much room there as he's met held on by quite a few of the Caldwell boys, led by a whole host of them. Let's see what the boys' numbers are when they get up. Number 84. Dennis Struble for one in there, along with Robert Brown and Lee Johnson also all in there on that tackle, as a whole host of them came blending in to knock Bill Whitehead down for no gain. So it's going to be second down and the same 10 yards to go. It goes over to Bob Newsom up over the right side, and he's finally brought down as he crosses over the 35-yard line. Dennis Struble, a 215-pound senior, the largest lad on the field, stopped Bob Newsom, as he tried to get up over the right side for more yardage. There was a gain, however, of 6 yards on the play. Third down and 4 to go for Madison. Bob Newsom out to the right. He takes the handoff from his split halfback position. Finally stacked up hard in there by Balaka. Ronald Balaka came in to make the stop. Bob Newsom split out to the left. Came straight back over the right. Brought down hard in there by Balaka. There is a timeout called on the field, and here will be the situation when they come back to play. It'll be fourth down and let's call it 2 yards to go for the Medicine Lodge Indians, operating from the Caldwell 33-yard line. The score, with 2:07 left to go in the first half, 0-0. Okay, let's check it back in now with 2:07 left to go here in the first half of the ball game. 0-0 is the score, with Medicine Lodge having a fourth down and 2 situation on the Caldwell 33-yard line. Bill Whitehead in at the fullback slot along with the original backfield. Tom Smith calling signals. It goes to Whitehead up over the middle, and I don't believe he got enough as red flags flew everywhere. Check that. It was Bob Newsom as he went over the left-hand side. It appeared it went to the first man through, Bill Whitehead, but it did not. Whitehead was running interference from Bob Newsom right behind him. The option does rest with Caldwell, and they're going to march it back as it was enough for the 1st and 10 apparently. If they refuse this penalty, it possibly could be a 1st and 10 to go for Madison, but certainly they wouldn't do that. So they're going to march it back and probably have 4th down and 7 yards to go. There you go. So it's going to be 4th down and 7 to go now for Madison, as the infraction has not been indicated by the referee. No infraction was indicated. We don't know what it was. Apparently illegal procedure or something. But it was just a 5-yarder. No signal was given by the referee. Come on, gentlemen. We've got to know what's going on up here. Okay, here we go. 4th down and 7 yards to go now for Madison in a kicking situation. Rickard. Oh, my goodness, Bob Newsom, the old Statue of Liberty, kind of behind him. Bob Newsom coming around the right side, and he didn't get enough. Ken Rickard was standing back on his own, the Caldwell 47-yard line. Faked the kick and handed behind his back to Bob Newsom coming around. It did not work as he finally got back down over the 35, down into about the 33, the original line of scrimmage. So Caldwell takes over on downs on their own 33-yard line. Let's check that. That's the 37-yard line. Check that. 37-yard line is where Caldwell is operating from in their own territory. White, the run option out to the right. And he's finally brought down in there by Jeff Williams after he comes across the 45-yard line. A gain of a good 8 yards on the play. And there is a timeout called by Caldwell to stop that clock. 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go here in the first half of the ball game. And we'll take this timeout with the score. The Medicine Lodge Indians nothing, the Caldwell Blue Jays nothing. Exciting ball game, the last one of the season, and it's a honey. 0-0 is the score. Caldwell Blue Jays against the Medicine Lodge Indians. 0-0 the score. 1:07 left to go in the first half of the ball game. White calling signals. Going back for the big bomber, apparently. No, he's going to run it around the right side. He's got pretty good protection. Finally brought down in there by Tom Gibson. Check that. Hugh Wheelock made the stop. And there's another timeout on the field. So we're going to cut away once again because we didn't have any timeouts in the first quarter. With 58 seconds left to go in the first half of the ball game, and Caldwell on the attack. Kent White, calling signals for Caldwell. He goes out to the left, attempted to throw. Can't find any receivers. He finally throws one up over the middle, intended for, looks like a lineman. The pass was, looked like intended for not too many people. Possibly, we can't tell who is a lineman and who is a backfield man here tonight, as everybody's got all kinds of mixed up numbers. Usually the backfield men have from 40 down, but that's not the case tonight. 75, 71, and 80 are in the backfield for Caldwell, so we can't tell if the lineman was the closest man to that ball or not. But it went astray, and it's second down, the same 10 yards to go. Oh, my goodness, a lot of razzle-dazzle there, but it didn't do a darn thing. As Newkirk tried to razzle-dazzle along with all the other guys in the backfield, along with Larry Wolf and Steve Struble, and it went astray as they lost 3 yards on the play. 35 seconds left to go in the first half. Coming in or stack up the play, by the way, was Phil Vaughn. White going back to throw. He's being rushed in by Phil Vaughn. A long one. My goodness. 10 yards over the head of the intended receiver, Metzinger. Gary Metzinger was down on the 30-yard line. The ball hit well on the 15-yard line in Madison territory. He was being rushed tremendously, though, and pretty fortunate to get the pass off. Clock stopped with 22 seconds left to go. 0-0 is the score. Medicine Lodge Indians have played a lot of close first halves, but this is a close one, and that's as close as you can get it. 0-0. The deepest penetration for Madison was down to the 20-yard line, where we had a touchdown sewed up, but Tom Smith overthrew his receiver into the end zone. Nobody around him. White, here comes the razzle-dazzle again. Goes to Struble. Steve Struble going around the left side. He's not going to get outside, I'm afraid. He's stopped down on the 50-yard line as Tim Coe brought him down and knocked him out of bounds as the clock stops.
Coe made the tackle.
Tim Coe came over to knock him out of bounds on the 50-yard line. And that, by the way, was a fourth down attempt. We had read it third, but it was a fourth down attempt, so the ball goes over to Madison, and they will have time for possibly one play here. And Madison says, we want a timeout and see what play we're going to run. So, we'll take seconds left to go here in the first half. 11 seconds is plenty of time. The clock is not running till the ball is snapped. And they've got plenty of time to throw one big bomber, and there's that big old tall spectator again, right where they're playing, the 48-yard line in Medicine territory. The pitch goes over intended for Bob Newsom. It's over his head as the clock stops with 6 seconds, on the clock. They were going to try to run the little flare pass and try to set up the blocking down the left side for Bob Newsom. The blocking was forming very well, but the pass was overshot. So we'll call it second down, the same 10 yards to go for Medicine, operating from squarely on the 50-yard line.
Green.
All right, here we go again. They may try the same thing with Bob Newsom, the speedster, out on the split to the left. Tom Smith going back to throw. It's intended for Newsom, surely, and he's been swung under. Dennis Struble, the 215 senior, came in the swarming under along with quite a few of the other boys. And the Caldwell fans are jubilant here tonight. They have held the Medicine Lodge Indians to a 0-0 score in the first half of the ball game. Second half of the ball game is being brought to you by Brinky's Appliance and TV Center, McLemore Sinclair Service, Clarence Voss Barber Shop, Brown Derby Drive-In, Winter Standard Service, DeWeese Hardware Company, Hibbard's Rexall Drug, Forsyth Furniture Company, Cliff Angle's Champlin Service, Lodge Electric Service, and Eaton's Ben Franklin Stores. Starting lineups quickly now. Last names only for, first of all, Caldwell. In the backfield, it's White at the quarterback, Wolf and Struble at the halfbacks, and Newkirk at the fullback slot. On that forward ball at the center, it's Sheridan at the center slot. At the 2 guards, it's Johnson and Brown. At the 2 tackles, it's Valaki and Struble once again. This is Dennis Struble this time. No kin, no relation at all. At the 2 ends, it's Metzinger and Reeder. And those are the 2 ends for Caldwell. Now for the starting lineup for Medicine. They will go with the same starting lineup they had at the first of the ball game. At the 2 ends, Hugh Wheelock, a 150-pound senior. Tim Cole, a 172 senior. That's the 2 ends. Rocky Barnard, 195 senior at 1 tackle. Phil Voss, a 208 senior at the other tackle. 2 guards, Ronnie Clemens, a 156 junior, and Tom Gibson, a 191 senior. At the center, Jeff Williams, a 179 junior. In the backfield, Tom Smith, a 144-pound junior. At the 2 halfbacks, Bob Newsom, a 152-pound senior. Ken Rickard, a 150 senior at the other halfback. And at the fullback, rounding out the backfield, Dennis Engel, a 174-pound senior. Okay, we're just about ready to go back in action now. At the kickoff, Phil Voss will kick off for the Indians as the Caldwell Blue Jays will get the ball first chance here the first half, of the second half, and see what they can do with this football. Second half just about underway. 0-0 is the score. We've got 24 minutes of real fine football ahead, so don't dare touch the dial. There comes the kick. A nice one by Phil Voss, coming down, hitting on about the, going out of the end zone. Hit on about the 10-yard line, took a nice bounce and out of the end zone. So Caldwell will take over on their own 20-yard line. Phil Voss, we have seen, has been improving on his kicking tremendously. As you recall, last week, he had a 15-yard penalty on him on one extra point. They backed him up 15 yards, and he backed up another 10 yards up behind the center and kicked it right through the uprights for the extra point. Pretty nice one, about 25 to 30 yards out. So Phil Voss is improving on his kicking, as he showed right there, kicking one out of the end zone, and Caldwell will take over first and 10 to go from their own 20-yard line. 6-man line up in front for Medicine. As the pitch goes back and nobody, Kent White keeps the ball, tries to roll out to the right, trying to find somebody to pitch to, or some man open downfield. His 2 receivers were covered. His 2 ends of Metzinger and Reeder. Finally, Tom Gibson comes in along with Jeff Williams over to stop him for a gain on the play of only 1 yard. Second down and 9 to go for Caldwell, operating from their own 21-yard line. Here comes the Blue Jays. Up to the line of scrimmage. They're clad, by the way, in brilliant blue uniforms here tonight with blue helmets. Medicine Lodge in their white uniforms. White trying to get outside once again. He's being pursued out there by 1 men. Then Tim Cole finally brings it down, although he came up over the 30-yard line down to the 33-yard line. Ken White, a 155-pound senior, running the pass-run option to both ends very effectively here this evening. Tim Cole finally brought him down on the 33-yard line. It is a first and 10 to go for Caldwell from that point in their own territory. 7-man line up in front for Medicine. The handoff goes into Newkirk. Let's check it. Yes, it was Newkirk as he went up over the left side and gained about 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6. Jim Byers in on the stop along with Tom Gibson once again. Gain on the play of 4, as we said, 2nd down and 6 to go from the 37-yard line in Caldwell territories for the Blue Jays of Caldwell. White calling signals. Handoff goes straight back as there's a mix-up in the backfield. It's possible the fullback, Newkirk, had a little bit of mix-up there, and they didn't know where to go, and they finally had to just try to get as much yard as they possibly could, and it's finally brought down by the entire center of the line. Tom gets along with Jim Byers, and also coming in was Jeff Williams, playing the middle guard slot. There's no gain on the play. 3rd down in the same 6, possibly a loss of a half a yard. White goes back to the right to throw. It comes out. It's intercepted by Tim Cole around to the 40, down to the 40, 35, the 30, the 25. Finally brought down from behind by number 50, Bill Sheridan, cutting from behind as Tim Cole. Check that. Sheridan calling from behind. I'm sorry. And Tim Cole had the interception. Caught it on his own, nobody's 50-yard line, the midfield, and ran it back to the, down just over the 20. They're going to spot it on the 15-yard line. So there's a intercepted pass by Tim Cole, taking it down to the 15-yard line in Madison territory. What is the controversy? There is going to be a timeout called, an official timeout, for some change of the ball. They said, let's change football. 0-0 is the score. 9:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter of the ball game. 0-0. Going right down to the wire all the way here with Madison on the attack now, operating from their own 15-yard line. 1st and 10, not their own 15, from the Caldwell 15. Correction. 1st and 10 to go from that point. Bob Jeff Newkirk came crashing in to spoil Tom Smith as he carried his way on back to the 30-yard line for a 15-yard setback. Jeff Newkirk came crashing in from his linebacker slot to spoil him for a 15-yard loss. Caught him by the arm and swung him around and around and around and finally brought him to the earth. So it's going to be 2nd down and 30 yards to go for Madison as Tom Smith goes back to throw. The pass comes out to Tim Cole as he couldn't hang on to it. Pass was intended for Tim Cole down about the 25-yard line. It went through his hands. There is a red flag on the play. And it appears the option will be resting with Madison, I do believe. No, they're conferring with both captains. So, no, it is against Caldwell. So watch out 5 for offsides against the Caldwell Blue Jays. So it's going to be 2nd down now, the same 2nd down. And we'll take off 5 there and make it 25. It was 2nd and 30 to go. Scoreboard has 2nd and 21, and that looks about right. We'll go along with that. 2nd and 21 to go. Goes to Dennis Angle over the left, coming down to the 15, the 10. He's into the end zone without being touched. Dennis Angle going from his right halfback slot, but correction from his fullback slot, up over his left guard, getting some nice blocking. It was not touched after he passed the line of scrimmage. Racing to the left side of the end zone, and that's the first 6 points of the ball game, and Madison has it. Dennis Angle turning on the steam after he got past that line of scrimmage and said bye-bye everybody into the left side of the end zone for 6 points. Phil Voss will attempt the extra point, and Tom Smith will be holding. The snap is back, the ball is down, the kick is up, it's good. It is. And that puts another point on the scoreboard for Madison. So, after going 0-0 in the first half, the Madison Lodge Indians have broken the ice here. And it appeared they weren't going to do it as they were being set back quite a few times by Newkirk, who came crashing in there to set Tom Smith back for the loss. Finally, Dennis Angle broke loose for about a 30-yard scoring play, and that's by virtue of the score. So, with 8:23 left to go in the 3rd quarter, the score stands the Madison Lodge Indians 7, the Caldwell Blue Jays 0. Okay, back in action once again now. Phil Voss picking up the ball, and the Blue Jay boys are standing on the 10-yard line. Now they're backing up a little as Voss put it out of the end zone the last time, although it hit on the 5 and bounced out. Here he comes approaching the ball again. It's another boomer down to about the 15. It's hitting on the 15, taking a bounce right in the arms of Wolf, we do believe. Yes, it is. Larry Wolf coming up the right side. He's finally stopped over there by Ken Rickard. Wolf took the ball on the second bounce on his own 5-yard line, raced up over the 20-yard line down to about the 25, up over the 25, fighting all the way down to about the 28-yard line, we'll call it, before he's finally shoulder pad down by Ken Rickard. Oh, my goodness, and oh, did you see that? What a play that was. We'll describe it for you in a minute. Here comes Struble up over the left-hand side, down to the 50, a fumble. Madison should have recovered. They're not going to give it to him, though. They're going to give it back. What happened? The center lined up over the ball, and in Texas this is against the rules, but in Kansas it's all right. The center lined up over the ball. The line lined up 10 yards to the left of the ball. The center went to the fullback, who was running back there, and he ran over to the left, getting blocking right behind him, kind of a forward wedge. Now, here we go. Hit him, Madison. Hit him hard. There we go. Newkirk coming up over the right-hand side. He's finally swarmed under by Phil Voss.
Voss made the tackle.
Along over there was Tim Cole. There was a 1st and 10 on that one, down to the 50-yard line. On that last play, once again, the center lined up on the ball over on the far hash mark, and the entire line of Caldwell lined up on this hash mark, and the center centered the ball around to his legs. In Texas, you can't do that. Kansas, you can apparently do it. Newkirk coming around the right side, getting some pretty good blocking over there. Finally, shoestring down by one. And we'll check the boy's number. Number 82, I do believe. No, it's Hugh Wheelock, number 85. They're checking to see if it was a 1st down. As Newkirk went around the right side and picked up some pretty good blocking. The chain is down. They're stretching it now, and it appears to be a 1st and 10 to go for Caldwell down in Madison territory on the 41-yard line. By virtue of some sort of a flying wedge, they have got the ball down into Madison territory. Madison on top, 7-0, with 6:46 left to go, but Caldwell is on the attack. White calling signals, going back to his left. Finally almost got down there by Bill White. Is being chased by Jeff Williams. Finally hit hard down in there by Tom Gibson. Came in to spoil him as he came across the 40-yard line. Tom Gibson brought him down. Gain on the play of only 1 yard. Kent White running the run option beautifully here around the ends. Well, that time he was stacked up for only a 1-yard gain, although he's been opening up all night long. Split Larry Wolf way out to the right. The pitch goes to Newkirk once again around that right side. He finally got loose over there. Got down by Hugh Wheelock. Also comes crashing in Jeff Williams. Gain on the play of about 6 yards. 3rd down and 7 to go. Good correction. 3rd and 2 to go. For Caldwell, operating inside the 35-yard line in Madison territory, call it the 33. Caldwell with White, Wolf, Struble, and Newkirk in the backfield. White calling signals. The pitch goes back to Newkirk once again, coming around the left side, and nowhere to go there as he's stacked up by a whole host of the Madison boys. Led by Tim Cole, Tom Gibson, Bill Whitehead, and numerous others.
Nolan Gibson made the tackle.
So it's going to be 4th down and 1 yard to go. And there is an equipment adjustment here.
5.
So with timeout on the field, an official timeout, with 5:12 left to go in the 3rd quarter, the score stands the Madison Lodge Indians 7, the Caldwell Blue Jays nothing. Okay, Caldwell back on the attack now as one man comes offside. And the quarterback very alertly says, snap the ball to me quick, and he did. He went straight ahead. As over on the far side, Hugh Wheelock, I do believe, possibly jumped off. And so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Madison, as it was a 4th down and 1 situation. So, of course, Caldwell takes the penalty. March at 5, and it was offside against Madison. March at 5, automatic 1st down by virtue of the penalty. Now, surely the boy wouldn't refuse the penalty. He already got it. He already had the 1st and 10, crashing behind his center. So what will the ruling be? He elects to take 1 more yard on the play and a 1st and 10 anyway. White, the quarterback, very alertly said, snap the ball to me quick, as one man of the Madison boy was offsides. He did, and went straight behind his big center, Bill Sheridan, and gained about 3 yards on the play, enough for the 1st down. The offsides was against Madison. He elected to take the penalty and gain another yard or 2. White calling signals for Caldwell. 7-0 is the score. Madison Give it to Larry Wolf, driving hard over the right side, and finally stopped over there on the right side by a whole host of the Medicine boys, led by Rocky Barnard. Glad to see him back in the ball game over there, along with Tom Gibson. As Caldwell is on the attack once again, a gain on the play of 4 yards. 2nd and 6 left to go, or 2nd and 6 to go for the 1st and 10. 4:27 left to go here in the 3rd quarter of the ball game. White calling signals, fumbled the ball, had to pounce on it. And he probably landed on it about the same line of scrimmage, possibly back a little bit. They do spot it back very slightly. We'll call it 3rd down and about 6.5 to go. Loss of 1.5 yards on the play, as he fumbled the ball and finally had to pounce on it himself. So, 3rd down and about 6.5 to go for Caldwell, operating from the 25-yard line in Madison territory. The ball goes to White once again, trying that rollout around to the left. Not much room there, but he did cut up over for about 3 or 4 more yards as he's finally brought down by Tom Gibson, along with Jeff Williams, and also in there was Bill Whitehead. So it's going to be 4th down, and the scoreboard has 4, so we'll go along with him. 4th and 4 to go, another big play for Caldwell. They had one drive in the 1st quarter that stalled on the 10-yard line by virtue of a fumble. Or possibly the score could be tied up right now. Okay, here's a big play for Caldwell as White calls signals. The pitch goes back. It's a razzle-dazzle. Wants to know it's not. It's Bruce Kaler went driving into the right side, and there's an official timeout to check for this 1st down. Bruce Kaler came in to run a halfback slot on a razzle-dazzle, a fake razzle-dazzle that is. And he kept the ball and went straight over the right-hand side, and possibly enough for the 1st down. It is a little short, however, about 1 yard, and Madison does take over. Madison Light's defense has held as Caldwell had to gamble. I mean, they're 7-0 behind right now. They were on the 25-yard line in Madison territory. What the heck? Why don't you? They gambled and missed it by about 1 yard. So Madison will be on the attack with 3:12 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Tom Smith calling signal straight up over the middle. It goes to Dennis Angle, still driving hard. He's pushing all the way. Beautiful running by Dennis Angle here this evening. Comes up over the 30-yard line down to about the 32, and up for the 1st down. Finally stopped in there by a whole host of them, led by Balaki. Came in to make the stop. Dennis Angle running from the fullback slot, just would not be stopped on that one as he gained 12 yards on the play. 1st and 10 to go from the 31-yard line in their own territory. Ken Ricker coming up over the right side, down across the 40-yard line, finally brought down on the 41. Brought down in there by Metzinger. And also Dennis Struble was in there. As Ken Richter goes over the right side, and there is an official timeout to call for the measurement as Madison wants to come up and get back on the line of scrimmage again. Referee says, wait a minute, gentlemen, we'll see if we can give you a 1st down for it. And apparently it is. It is another 1st down for the Madison Lodge Indians. On the drive now, operating from the 41-yard line in their own territory. The Caldwell drive stalled on the 20, and they've marched 21 yards here in the scope of 2 plays. It goes up over to Bob Newsom, up across the 45, and he's upended real nicely by Jess Newkirk.
Newsom carried. Newkirk made the tackle.
Bob Newsom came up over the right side, and he was knocked in down hard and upended side of a somersault by Jess Newkirk, 176-pound senior. Tom Smith calling signal straight up over the middle to Ken Rickard up across the 50-yard line. Not enough for another 1st down, but very close. Stopped in there hard by a whole host of them, led by Bruce Kecker. And also number 80 also was in there, Kent White, along with Velaki. 50-yard line is where the ball's resting. It's 3rd down and about 1 to go. There is a backfill and motion penalty as enough for the 1st down is made. As Dennis Angle went up over the left side, but it will be a backfill and motion penalty against Madison apparently. This is just rough guessing, but the option does rest with Caldwell. As there wasn't enough for the 1st down, so apparently they will take the penalty and march it back 5 yards. And let's make it 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Backfield in motion was the call. 5 yards, march it back. 3rd down and 6. As Dennis Angle got enough for the 1st down. Check Angle out and check Bill Whitehead into the backfield at the fullback slot. Jeff Williams up over the ball. Tom Smith calling signals. Ken Rickard split out to left, and there goes Bob Newsom around to the left, gets away from one guy, comes up to the 50-yard line. It's going to be short again, 4th down, and it's going to be less than a yard. Brought down over on the right side, we do believe, by Newkirk. Jess Newkirk playing some nice defensive work as well as running very nicely at the fullback slot for Caldwell. It is short, 4th down and 1 to go for Madison. What will they do? They're operating from the 50-yard line, and they're going to try for it. They're going to try for it. And there it goes to Dennis Angle up over the middle. He's got it down to the 45-yard line. 52 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and Dennis Angle crashes over for another first down. Down to the 45-yard line as Balaka came in. Ronald Balaka came in to make the stop on the 45. 1st and 10 to go for Madison on Caldwell's 45-yard line. Dennis Angle getting the first down. Tom Smith calling signals, going back to throw. Spots a man in the open, and it is. It's Tim Cole, we do believe. As the red flag goes down, apparently just to mark the ball. Nope, Caldwell's applauding, so it must be a penalty against Madison, as the option does rest for them. The pass was caught by Tim Cole down on the 40-yard line. And we don't even know up here, there's no preliminary calls, as usually they try to help us out by making preliminary calls, but they don't here. It's going to be a big 15-yarder. And what is the foul going to be? Holding, my goodness alive, gracious goodness. There you go, holding. Offensive holding called against Madison. Marks the ball way on back to about the 44-yard line in Madison territory. Make it 1st down and 25 yards to go. As the pass was caught on the 40-yard line, it would have been about 2nd and 5 to go from there, but it's not. 1st and 25. Tom Smith calling signals. The pitch goes back to Bill Whitehead. Cover around the left side. Got some good blocking. Up with the 50 down to about the 45. Finally falls over. The 45 down to the 43. And we got her back real easy like. Got that one back easy like. Caldwell's trying to get another penalty, but there's none being called. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 9 yards to go for Madison. Bill Whitehead rumbling around the left side. Finally brought down hard over there by a couple of the lads, and the gun goes off to end the third quarter. Here's the situation when we come back to play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go from the 43-yard line in Caldwell territory for the Madison Lodge Indians. So, with the last quarter still to come, 12 minutes of good football left, so don't go away. The score stands the Madison Lodge Indians 7, the Caldwell Blue Jays nothing. Okay, we go back now to start the 4th quarter of play. Madison Lodge on the attack from the, well, let's call it the 43-yard line in Caldwell territory. The pitch goes back to Bill Whitehead around the right side. He's got some pretty good blocking. He can't get around him, though, as he comes up over the 40, down to about the 39-yard line. Bill Whitehead out running. Over on the right side, finally brought down over there by White along with Metzinger. And there is a man down for Madison. So he's had a shoe off, that's what it was. I thought he's sitting down there meditating or something, trying to learn how to do yogi. But he's not. He's putting on his shoe and waiting to get back to the huddle. Official timeout. Was a gain on the play of about 4 yards. 3rd down and about 5 to go. 3rd and 5 exactly, says the scoreboard. For Madison operating from the 40-yard line in Caldwell territory. Gentleman down who is fixing his shoes, getting a nice rest. We can't see his number from here. It's Tom Smith, the quarterback. Like I said, you can't tell the players without a program, and we can't unless you see the numbers. Tom goes back to the huddle and says, here's what we're going to run, and here they come up to the ball at the 40-yard line in Caldwell territory. 3rd and 5 to go. 3rd down, a big 3rd down to come for Madison. Goes to Bob Newsom up over the right side. He comes down enough for the first down, and apparently there is a fumble. And I believe Caldwell has recovered. Getting up off the ball, Ronald Balaka, a 160-pound junior, has just saved Caldwell some points, maybe, as he jumped on the fumble at the 35-yard line in Caldwell territory. 1st and 10 to go for Caldwell. The pitch goes back to Newkirk coming around the right side. Oh, my goodness, what a runner that boy is. Jess Newkirk just knocked the heck out of Tim Cole. Cole was right in front of him. Newkirk just knocked him out of the way, and finally Phil Boss finally brought him down. Beautiful running by Newkirk of Caldwell. Backfill in motion, but they didn't call it. White taking the ball, going up over the right side, left side, correction. Not much over there. It's Phil Voss. Correction again. Jim Byers comes over to make the stop. Gain on the play of 2 yards. And with a timeout on the field, with 10:25 left to go in the ball game, the score stands the Medicine Lodge Indians 7, the Caldwell Blue Jays nothing. Okay, let's check it back once again now for live high school football here from Caldwell, Kansas, with Caldwell on the attack, operating from their own 45-yard line. The pitch goes back to Newkirk once again, trying to come around the right side. He's swarmed under there by a whole host of them, led by Hugh Wheelock. Also in on the play with that big old tall pole, and I can't see around it. Tim Cole also in there, along with Phil Voss. Gain on the play, however, of about, we'll call it 6 yards. 5 yards, correction. 3rd and 5 to go for Caldwell, operating directly on the 50-yard line, possibly 1 football length into Medicine territory. White calling signals, goes right straight up ahead to Newkirk once again. This boy's running beautifully tonight. Jess Newkirk comes up over the 40-yard line, down into about the 37-yard line in Medicine territory. Finally over there was Jim Byers, along with Gibson, and Williams. Jess Newkirk, a 176-pound bruiser. He's a senior. Running from the fullback slot and running beautifully here tonight for Caldwell. Pitch goes back to... Oh, he didn't go anywhere that time. Steve Struble ran around the left side, and he had head-on with somebody over there. I believe it was Bill Whitehead. And both men are down on the field at this time. We hope only the air knocked out of them, as those 2 young gentlemen hit head-on. That's squarely on the 40, let's call it the 40-yard line. Struble was running full speed, trying to get outside, and I believe it is Bill Whitehead. We may stand corrected on that, as both coaches are out examining their young lads down on the ground right now. So we'll be back with more action in just 1 minute, with 9:17 left to go in the ball game. The score is the Medicine Lodge Indians 7, the Caldwell Blue Jays nothing. Well, back in action once again. The 2 gentlemen hurt. One, Bill Whitehead for Medicine Lodge, has been walked off the field on his own power. Steve Struble is being carried off by the head football coach of Caldwell. It appears to be a leg injury, and we hope those aren't serious, because believe me, that can ruin an athletic career for a young gentleman. Steve Struble for Caldwell and Bill Whitehead meeting head-on, and both gentlemen are out of the ball game now, with Bill Whitehead slight injuries and Struble with a knee injury. There goes White, breaking loose over on the left side, breaks all the ground to the 5, to 10, into the end zone for 6 points. White rolling out to the right. Finally, Keith White, rolling out to the right. Cut back up over his right end position. Cut back clear across the opposite side of the field and raced into the end zone. The last man to have a shot at him was Dennis Angle, and he finally got him, but he fell into the end zone for 6 points. And here comes Keith White out of the ball game, as they're going to try to run for it. A new quarterback in will try to catch his number in just a minute. A big play. He made it! As Larry Wolf, I do believe, Larry Wolf went crashing into the end zone for the Randy conversion, and the score is 7-7 with 8:55 left to go in the ball game. As Kent White went off on about a 40-yard scamper for the score, 6 points on the scoreboard for Caldwell. Larry Wolf went into the end zone for the score, and that made it 7-7. All knotted up with 8:55 left to go in the old ball game. So, 8:55 left, 7-7 the score. Don't you dare go away, my friend. This one's not anywhere close to being over. Okay, we check action back in once again. Dennis Struble's going to be kicking off for Caldwell. Back deep to receive is Bob Newsom and Dennis Angle. They're back standing on their own 10-yard line. Both these gentlemen are capable of running that ball back, and we possibly hope they can. Struble comes up, approaches the ball on his own 40. It's a short kick coming up over, hitting on the 35, bounding once, taken by Bob Newsom. Here comes the crisscross. He's going around his right side up to about the 25. Finally swung under by a whole host of the Caldwell boys. Bruce Kerner. Also Lee Johnson over on that stop as Newsom tried to get outside. Finally brought it up to the 20-yard line after feeling it on the 10. There's going to be 1st and 10 and a long 80 yards to go for Madison on for the touchdown. Tom Smith calling signals. Straight up over the middle. It goes to Ken Rickard. Went up over the right side. A momentary fumble, but he finally pounced on it himself. Madison is playing nowhere the brand of ball they've been known to play in the second half of all their ball games. The first half, it was typical. The second half is nowhere close to the caliber of all the Indians are capable of playing. Right straight up over the middle, it goes to the fullback. Dennis Angle up over the right side. Finally stopped by Newkirk. Although you have to look at it this way, this Caldwell bunch is fired up tremendously now. After tying up the undefeated Medicine Lodge Indians, running some good defense over on that right side. 3rd down and 5 yards to go. It goes into Dennis Angle. He comes up over possibly enough for the 1st and 10. Finally stopped down in there by a whole host of the lads from Caldwell. Led by Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson, a 140-pound junior, of which quite a few people are going to be seeing more of. Dennis Angle took the ball up over the left side. The chain is coming out to measure for the 1st and 10. If it is a 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. It appears to be a little bit short, possibly a couple inches short for the 1st and 10. It'll be 4th and inches to go. He measured it. You can measure it on your index finger of your right hand. That's how much it is. Only inches to go for the 1st and 10. 4th down to do it in. Caldwell throwing up probably about an 8 or 9 man line on this one. Straight ahead goes Tom Smith. He's got the 1st down. 1st and 10 to go now for Madison on the 32-yard line in Caldwell territory, in their own territory, correction. Lee Johnson once again in there along with the Balaka. Ronald Balaka came in over the 2 make the stop also. Lee Johnson made the initial contact. 1st down and 10 to go for Madison, operating from the 32-yard line in Caldwell territory. 6:44 left to go in the old ball game. Ken Rickard coming around the left side, getting some good blocking. He finally broke loose over about the 40-yard line. Finally brought down in there. Brian White came in to make the stop, tripped him up as he came across the 40, and they're going to measure again. As they're going to measure again to see if it is a 1st and 10. It's short this time. You can see that from the sidelines, but they're going to call her 2nd and about a yard or possibly. Wait till they get the chain back and measure it. It is only about a half a yard as we check Dennis Angle out and Bill Whitehead in the backfield for Madison. 6:29 left to go in the 4th quarter. 7-7 is the score. Tom Smith calling signals. Going back to throw the long bomber, and it goes down to Tim Cole, pardon me. It was overshot. Down there to defend was Steve Struble. A beautiful pass by Smith, just a little bit long as Tim Cole couldn't quite get to it. So let's make it 3rd down and that same half a yard to go as they tried for the big bomber on 2nd down. Went astray just a little bit. Split Ken Rickard out to the right. Tom Smith calling signals. It goes straight ahead to Bob Newsom. He got the 1st down. It appears to be offsides against who? Offsides against Madison is the preliminary call. As they got the 1st down, they'll apparently take the 5-yard penalty from back to the infraction. It'll be 3rd down still and 5.5 to go. Offsides against Madison is the call. 6:14 left to go here in the 4th quarter of the ball game. Now they have about 5.5 or possibly 6 yards to go for that 1st down. Operating from the 35-yard line in their own territory. The big bomber once again, he overthrew him. Tom Smith intending to pass out to the 45-yard line to Ken Rickard. The pass went astray, and Madison's going to have to give up that football. Going to have to kick now. is operating from the 36-yard line in Caldwell territory. It'll be a 4th down and 6 to go. So with 6:10 left to go in the ball game, the score stands Caldwell Blue Jays 7, Medicine Lodge Indians 7. Here comes the kick going off the toe of Ken Rickard into the fumble, and Madison can get it, and they did. Madison recovered it. Going back to take that kick, I do believe, was number 71, who was Newkirk. He couldn't hang on to the ball, and the last man up was Tim Cole. Madison gets the break. Ken Rickard kicked the ball from his own 30-yard line, traveled down to the 40-yard line into Caldwell territory. There it could not be held by Newkirk as he fumbled the ball. Tim Cole fumbled it, or pounced on it, and there's red flag as Bill Whitehead starts his journey around the left side, running over one tackler down to the 25-yard line. What is the infraction?
Whitehead carry, Struble made tackle.
Possibly illegal procedure from Madison, or backfield in motion. Both carry the same 5 yards with them, and the elimination of a nice 15-yard gain by Whitehead. March it back to the 45-yard line. 45-yard line is where the ball's going to be resting in Caldwell territory. It's still going to be 1st down and 15 now for the Indians of Medicine Lodge. 5:32 left to go in the ball game. Split Ken Rickard out to the left. The pitch goes back to Dennis Angle. He's having to pick it up and try to get outside. He can't get back from one man. The pitch went astray as it went from Tom Smith, intended for Dennis Angle. Greg Rohr was in on the tackle. Does way on back there into Madison territory on the 44-yard line, and time is running out. 5:06 left to go. Madison has a long way to go to win this ball game. 7-7 is the score. Caldwell, a fired-up ball club this evening. Like we said, a 3-4 record, and they're capable of beating anybody on any given night, and they're proving it tonight. Tom Smith went way on back to his 20-yard line, attempted a little flare pass out to Ken Rickard. Over there was Greg Metzinger defending as he was being rushed by the entire center of this fired-up Caldwell line. So he threw it incomplete, and he could have got stopped for about another 15-yard loss. Incomplete. It was intended for one of the eligible receivers. So it marches back up to the 44-yard line in Madison territory. It's going to be 3rd down from there, and we're having a look at the scoreboard at 26 yards to go. Timeout on the field, 4:44 left to go with the ball game 7-7. Back in action once again here in Caldwell, Kansas once again with these fired-up Caldwell Blue Jays. Going to spring an upset of the season by tying the Medicine Lodge Indians by the score of 7-7. Let's don't call it an upset because Caldwell has played a tremendous ball game here this evening. Medicine Lodge is on the attack. We won't say that. They've been sent back 2 consecutive plays now. They're operating from their own 44-yard line. They've got 3rd and 26 yards to go. Tom Smith going back, getting some good protection this time. Throwing intended for Tim. Oh, my goodness, Tim. Tim Kohler was the intended receiver on the 50-yard line. Hit him right in the chest on the shoulder pads, and it bounced out. Hit him in a bad place. Hit him in the hands. As it bounced on out of there, and with 4:38 left to go, the clock is stopped. 7-7 is the score. 4th down and long, 26 to go now for Madison. Bill Krug running Bob Newsom into the ball game with possibly a play as Ken Hansen checks out. He was in the ball game there. Bob Newsom checks back in. What kind of play are you going to use with 4th and 26 on your own 44? 7-7 with 4:38 left to go. You call it. See what you would do. There's a flag on the play. And the clock was stopped. There's no way in the world, but they did it. A delay of game is a penalty, 5 more yards back, so it's going to be 4th and 31 to go now. Ken Rickard standing back on his own 30-yard line. Down deep are Steve Struble along with Wolf. The kick comes over, hits on the 40-yard line, bounding out of bounds directly on the 40. as they're going to spot it down right on the 40-yard line. So the kick off of the toe from the 40-yard line to the 40, approximately 20 yards. There's still plenty of time for Caldwell to win the ball game. Medicine Lodge is going to have to throw up a defense. 4:31 left to go in the ball game. 7-7 is the score. Caldwell in the attack with White, Wolf, Struble, and Newkirk in the backfield. White on the rollout to the right. He's finally knocked down hard over there by Wheelock. Hugh Wheelock came in and knocked him down after a gain on the play of 4 yards. Correction, 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 to go for Caldwell. A fired-up ball club here this evening in Madison. Just can't get that offense to going with this fired-up Caldwell defense crashing in on them. White calling signals once again. The handoff goes straight ahead to Newkirk. Not much yardage there, but he did get right close to that 1st and 10. It's going to be about a yard shy as he came up over the 45 down to about the 49-yard line. Stopped in there in the middle of the center of the line by Tom Gibson, along with Byers and Boss. 3rd down and 2 yards to go for Caldwell. A fumble on the play, and White had to pounce on it and lose another yard. Has come crashing in with 66. Jeff Williams came crashing in before White could commit himself to the play. Fumbled the ball. He had to pounce on it for a loss, so it's going to be 4th down and 4 to go. Operating from their own 42-yard line. Correction, 46-yard line. What would you do again? They're going to go for it. 4th down and 4. Caldwell is going to gamble on this one. Big 9-man line up in front for Madison. Oh, that did it. Madison Lodge just almost gave him a touchdown there. Madison Lodge jumped off sides. Very alertly, that center snaps that ball again. As Madison Lodge just almost gave him a touchdown there. Madison Lodge jumped off sides. Very alertly, that center snaps that ball again. It's 5 yards against Madison. Although they gained more than enough for the 1st down. And I believe I'd take the play this time because he gained more than 5, it appears from here. It would be enough for the 1st down. If they took the penalty, it would be 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line in Madison territory. This is the 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line, and very alertly he did decline the penalty. That's 1 second left to go to defeat the Madison Lodge Indians. The Indians are going to have to throw up a defense to try to win this one. Trying for another undefeated season, and it appears very dim from here. White, straight ahead. As he got away over the left-hand side, he finally broke down across the 35 and went for the 1st down. Finally rolled over there by Dennis Angle, along with Tim Cole. In the pickings that we listed about a week ago for the outstanding ball players in the South Central District, these boys from Caldwell, we did not pick a single gentleman on that team, and here they are proving that they can defeat the Madison Lodge Indians. White hands the ball off to Newkirk as he goes up over the middle. He's finally brought down hard over there by Phil Ross. As he makes about 5 yards on the play, Caldwell on the move. With 2:17 left to go in the ball game, 7-7 is the score. Madison Lodge can't find the combination on defense to stop the Caldwell drive. Smith calling signals. Going around the left, there is a flag on the play. He finally knocked down over the left-hand side by Tim Cole. Also over there was Dennis Angle. Should be backfield in motion, and let's see what they're going to call it. The option does rest with Madison, thank goodness.
At the end of the game, for ease of traffic, we would like to ask those points.
Mark it back 5 yards, so take it back to the 35-yard line. Make it 2nd down and 10 yards to go for Caldwell on the 35-yard line in Madison territory. 1 minute and 59 seconds left to go in the ball game. Caldwell with a 3-4 record, as we stated before the ball game.
They were capable of beating anybody, and we were hoping it wasn't us, but here they stand a good chance of doing it or possibly just tying us. White coming around the right, still on his feet, down to about the 30, down to the 25-yard line. It is enough for the first and 10 for Caldwell. As Ken White goes down over the right side, picking up for the first down. It's first and 10 to go for Caldwell on the 25-yard line. Stopped in there by Cole and Newsom. So with timeout on the field, 1:45 left to go in the ball game. The score is tied 7-7. Back in action here is Caldwell. Stands a very good chance of defeating the Indians if they can push it into the end zone with 1:45 left to go. And we certainly hope this is not what happens to Texas tomorrow, or possibly Kansas, either one. With Texas number one in the nation, plays TCU, and they've been knocked off twice by them in 2 previous seasons. That's what it appears to be here tonight. Medicine Lodge coming in undefeated, and Caldwell 3-4, and it appears to be an upset victory here this evening for Caldwell. An inspired Caldwell team with Bob. Sunday Brewster going over the left side. Jeff Newkirk ran into the left side of the end zone, and Medicine Lodge is behind 13-7 with only 1:37 left to go in the ball game, and apparently one of the Medicine Lodge boys is hurt on the far side of the field. Jeff Newkirk ran into the end zone for 6 points for Caldwell. And a big upset victory here tonight for Caldwell is in the making. Although no ball game is ever over until the gun sounds, Medicine will have 1 minute and 37 seconds left to go. They could possibly get back into the ball game and possibly tie it should Caldwell miss this extra point. Medicine won the kickoff back for 6 points, score the extra point to win, but that's in the future. We have a man down on the field, Medicine Lodge boy. You can't see his number from here as Bill Cruz out seeing that he's hurt seriously. So we'll take a time out before the extra point is taken. With 1:37 left to go in the ball game, 13-7 is Caldwell. Back in action here, Dennis Angle is the boy that's down on the field for Medicine Lodge, and appears to be a leg injury as the doctor has been summoned to the field. With 1:37 left to go in the ball game. It's a shame, the last ball game of the season. We're only happy it didn't happen at the first of the season, as Dennis has played a tremendous season for Medicine Lodge Indians. So by tomorrow, when you hear this playback of this tape, you will know the extent of Dennis Angle's injury. Here's a tribute to Dennis Angle. And a well-deserved tribute for a fine ball player from Medicine Lodge, as it appears to be one of those always ever-present knee injuries. That's only second guessing from the sideline. Dennis Angle, an outstanding football player for Medicine Lodge, has been injured on the touchdown run by Jeff Newkirk. And a stretcher has been summoned onto the field. Dennis is up on one arm on the far side, getting comfortable. As here we get back down in the field. As White tries to go around the right side, he's into the end zone for a point. Ken White goes into the left side of the end zone and virtually cinches a tie anyway for Caldwell. And more than puts icing on the cake should Medicine not score again. 14-7 is the score with Caldwell on top of the Medicine Lodge Indians. We'll keep it right here as the boys are deploying. We've always said don't ever go away at the end of the ball game. With 1:37 left to go, it's not over yet. Madison could come back and try to score. That's the best they can do. They cannot win the ball game now. A very good rule that is lacking up here in Kansas football is the two-point conversion rule. In Texas, you can run for 2 points and kick for 1. In high school football, that is. And it's won a lot of ball games, but in Kansas, it's 1 point all the way, no matter how you get it. If you let your grandmother carry it over, it's still 1 point. There's no way to win the ball game for Madison tonight, although there's a very good chance of tying it up should they score the touchdown. 1 minute and 37 seconds will tell the story as a fired-up Caldwell of Blue Jays has scored one of the largest upsets in Kansas high school football as far as small schools are concerned by defeating the undefeated Medicine Lodge Indians here tonight. But the ball game's not over, like we said, and here comes the kickoff. Dennis Struble kicking off, the ball resting on his own 40-yard line. Newsom and Tim Richards back on their own 20-yard line. It's an onside kick. It didn't go 10 yards. As Tom Gibson comes crashing in, the ball did not travel 10 yards. So what's the rule now? Tom Gibson came crashing in to recover it on the 45, by the way. Onside kick was attempted. The ball has to travel 10 yards in order for Caldwell to recover it, that is. Madison could take the ball right there. I believe. I'm correcting all that, baby. My goodness, gentlemen, which way are you going there? Another onside kick is attempted by Caldwell. As we apparently didn't see a red flag called and there was no infraction as we saw. The ball was moved up to the 45-yard line as Caldwell kicked over again. They got the option to kick over or receive the ball. And they kicked off, so Madison is going to have to run it back from their own 48-yard line now. Tom Smith going back. Send it for Tim Cole. He can't get to the ball. It's incomplete down on the 45-yard line. Apparently we are in error, as I did not see a flag anywhere on the play, and apparently the referee changed it from one side of his pocket to the other, and that means a penalty. And Caldwell got to kick the ball from the 45-yard line, as the ball did not travel 5 yards. They kicked the ball over from the 45, and Madison has it on their own 48-yard line. Tom Smith throwing the ball. It's intercepted by White, and that's the ball game. Ken White intercepts the ball for Caldwell. Down on his own 45-yard line. And a fired-up Caldwell Blue Jay ball club has scored the upset of the season here by defeating the Medicine Lodge Indians. 50 seconds left to go in the ball game. Caldwell deserves all the credit in the world. They have played inspired football throughout the ball game. As they have 50 seconds to maybe score another, and they're not going to take a chance. They're just going to chill that clock out. Operating from their own 45-yard line. Timeout is being called by Medicine Lodge. So with 29 seconds left to go in the ball game, Caldwell is on top 14-7. Back in action once again. It's all over but the shouting now here in Caldwell, Kansas, as Caldwell will attemptly run out that clock with 29 seconds left to go. And they do. Clock still running. And this fellow on the ball is all White did, just killing that clock. And it's an upset victory here tonight for Caldwell. An inspired victory by the Caldwell Blue Jays. Here's the countdown at 11. They'll get one play off. Possibly they're just going to wait. Let the clock run out. He's calling to order now with 3, 2. There's going to let it run out. And there's the end of the ball game. The Medicine Lodge Indians have been defeated here tonight by the score of 14-7 by an all-inspired Caldwell Blue Jay Ball Club.